Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Australian NASCAR eSeries X-Series Championship race. So it's going to be a thrilling race. We've got 4 drivers in the championship. We've got Brad Newman, Matt Danson, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Dave Douglas battling it out for the championship. So my name's Aaron Dorman, and I'm hosting here with Dean Biggles-Hopkins.
G'day. Hello. Welcome. Certainly going to be fun, mate, when it comes down to the crunch and you got 4 gladiators battling for that ultimate prize. Only one victor will be able to take it. First of all, we need to find out which drivers are going to be lining up on the grid, where they're going to be lining up on the grid, and over to you, my friend.
So taking pole position, we have our resident Kiwi, Ruben Phelps. Second place, Dave Douglas. Then Brad Newman, Nick Bottrell, Shane Van Gisbergen, Matthew Budd, Ethan Winter, Lachlan Acugio, Matt Danson, Stephen Williams, Riley Curtis, and Dean Powell. Manny Tolentino and Shane Bowen. And that would be everyone who's set a time. Then people not setting a time would be Trent Gosley, Michael Campbell, Ben Henniker, Nigel Seidel, Marty Mitchell, Ryan Jones, Timo Blundell, and Brian Blundell.
Not setting a time, exactly, for the finale here. Expecting perhaps out of the 140 big laps that we have here this evening, mate, to slice and dice their way up through the field. And it's a pleasure to be in the booth with you for this one. We're a little day late, a little short on some little computer technical issues, but we have managed to get here on time. The gladiators are on the grid, the 22 of them. And any picks out there in the chat, please let us know who you're routing for out of the 4. And I think we can get ready to go green.
Looks like Shane Van Gisbergen's elected to start from pit lane. Bold move for the championship race, but that's generally his go-to strategy. So the pace car's in. They're about to round out turn 3 and 4. And we're ready to go racing to crown a championship.
Yeah, it caught me off guard a little bit. That pace car peels in very early here, doesn't it?
We're going racing in Phoenix. Not a great jump by Ruben Phelps. He's under a bit of attack there. So we got Dave Douglas on the outside, just sneaking around the outside. He's going to have that momentum if he can make it stick.
Oh!
Ruben Phelps gets a little bit loose. He's losing a bunch of positions there.
But thankfully it hasn't caused a caution. He's managed to actually come back out there and keep it out of the fence too. As Dave Douglas is the race leader there. Brad Newman up 2. And Nick up 2 as well too. Early days, these guys are going for it 2 for now out of the gate, mate. They are battling like it's the last lap of the championship. Well, guess what? You are shy 139 of them, so why not? 3 goes around the background. That'll be caution.
Oh.
93, sorry, my apologies. That's Ricky.
No.
Riley Curtis. Didn't take too long, my friend, when you got cold tyres and very, very eager drivers, and thus will be our first caution of the race. You can talk us through what happened here.
It looks like the 093 is just a little bit slow in the 46. Just tags him in the rear and then gets collected himself and sent into the wall there.
Yeah, a little bit of contact, wasn't it?
A lot of cars.
Yeah, look at this.
A lot of cars, not a lot of space.
Oh.
Little bump mid-corner and just unfortunately turns him around. Few cars caught up in that, unfortunately.
46 also gets a little chin wagon from that too. As we go back to the live picture, some of the drivers electing going to pit road very early on this one, Aaron. What?
With a little bit of fuel, just to extend that strategy out a little bit, I think.
It is a splash and dash, isn't it? You'd expect. Let's keep an eye out on some of the drivers. Oh, Trent, you backed up. That's Daylight Shot. He's pissed even more. He's at the back up. Oh, that's going to hurt. That will hurt. Now, let's have a look. Shane's gone in. Shane started from the back of the field, I think.
He does. He does like to do that.
Nigel, we're just having a chin wagon tonight. Of course, the boss man, he's going to pit road. Riley, Dean Powell, Manny, our friend from up northern United States of America, and Trent down in pit road as well. It's very, very tricky to show this pit road in with the cameras that we have because it's just curved right around. It's a unique track here in Phoenix that is, well, of course, I'd be imagining it'd be a bit of a nightmare for the network as well too to have all these cameras spawned across to cover all the banking out because it's it's pit lane territory on a corner. You don't usually see that very often in tracks.
So they're all trying to get this little splash and dash done, maybe tick off a little bit of damage before the pace car comes around. Stay on that lead lap.
G'day, Gay. Do for the win, says Jason. Out there in the chat. Jason Holdsworth, who is not racing this evening, but Jason. DD for the win. DD, that's double. I presume you're talking about Dave Douglas, mate. So I'm still relatively, a little new, of course. I'm new to this series, for the X series, as you know. We're going green already, mate. There's no beating around when it comes to these
short tracks. Those cautions are very short, and
I love it. I love it. I do a lot of American car series. I think I was talking to you about before with NASCAR and stuff like that, and things are stretched on a lot more for the entertainment and Hollywood kind of effects here. Not when it comes to Australia. It's game on. It's race on. And let's go racing in the X Series. Of course, you mentioned four drivers, my apologies, are up for the championship hunt. Green flag. Let's go racing.
Good launch by Dave there. Takes the dog leg. He's got Brad Newman chasing him behind him in that Dale Earnhardt livery.
Love it. But behind him's more where the Hornet's Nest is, my friend, or I like to say the Americans, the Dingo's Cave. The 30 of Matty gets into the fence a little bit, drops him back. On the outside, keep an eye on Ethan Winter as he was switching and splicing and dicing his way through into the dog leg back down. Some drivers like to do the dog leg and back. No, I've spoken about this before. Is it an advantage or not? Well, it really isn't so much. It just depends on your driving style, doesn't it, Aaron?
I'm not a huge fan of the dog leg. I tend to just stick to the yellow line, take that as low as possible. It doesn't upset a car as much. There's a few moves going on a little bit further back in the pack. Dave Douglas has just pulled out of 0.6 of the second lead on Brad Newman there.
Keep an eye on this other little battle that's brewing. We're looking at around the P5 position here. There's Luchen, sorry. And Ruben's dropped back a little bit after that pit stop. Some of his drivers, no, he hasn't made a pit stop. My apologies. Ryan Jones made a pit stop. We have to go back to this man currently in P13. He's first of the drivers that elected to go down a pit road for that splash and dash early. So you won't see a massive advantage from them just yet, but you will if another caution comes out. And there is the 38 of Shane, just lifting off a little bit to allow the other Shane, Van Gisbergen, to slice and dice on through. Oh, in the background, that is the number one machine.
He saved it. He saved it, so they went for caution.
Wow. That's very impressive, isn't it? For a nice save, the rear one was just about to go loosey-goosey on him, and he lifted. It looked like he definitely would have lifted it, actually, allow the momentum of the car, allow the nose to point back in the right direction. And he's continuing at the moment, taking a tweet P12 for the number one car.
And SVG's made his way up to 11th already, so he's one of the 4 playoff drivers you've got to keep an eye on. The other 3 are first, second, and third.
I do apologise. I had some computer problems. I was going to get the lovely timing tower there to display the 4 drivers just highlighted to let everybody know who are them in the championship. But, because I had technical problems with my computer and it elected not to function properly, I didn't get a chance to do that. But I promise everybody here for the start of the 2025 season, you're going to see some fantastic new cool graphics that nobody else does at all online for iRacing as well. We're going to have firsts of many here at the Australian NASCAR eSeries.
I'm looking forward to seeing everything that we can bring into the new year so we can bring this broadcast better for everyone.
Oh, mate, well, Aussies, we're going to do it better than anybody else. Trust me. I have some goodies. I have some aces up my sleeve that you know, I'm a part of other series in the States and stuff like that as well, too. But there's going to be a lot of stuff that will be only exclusive for us because we're Australians.
We're just watching Winter make a move on Matty Budd there. He's just trying to find a way around, hanging a bit of momentum on the outside.
Yeah, keep it out of the fence and keep the momentum. You're right. Cool. Let's talk us through this one. How's it feel when you're side by side? You can't see the car next to you, can you? Only probably the spotter's going to let you know right now he's door to door.
Depends if you're running VR or triples. That really helps your visibility a lot, but he's hanging on the outside. Should be able to clear him coming out of turn 1 and 2 here.
Now it looked a little bit all too easy. That would come down to, let's say, tyre preservation as well. It didn't look like he was fighting in too much because you can fight to see another day on these relatively short tracks for when your tyre performance comes in a huge amount of play.
But then if you spend too long battling with someone too, you just burn up time, bring everyone else behind you, closer. Oh, that's high. I believe that's Ruben Phelps around right there.
Correct, so, whoa, look at the exit speed he has, and there's Stephen Phelps on the Stephen Williams on the outside.
So he just straightened out that corner just to get that extra momentum. But then they've got the playoff driver, Shane Van Gisbergen, right behind him, just lurking, watching. He doesn't want to get caught up in any of this. If they have a bit of contact and something happens, he does not want to get caught up into that because that could be race done.
You got to be thinking about the bigger picture, don't you? But it's a little bit difficult when you're driving at 100 and plus miles per hour, side by side, door banging, and some drivers are a little bit eager. I'll tell you, one driver in the background, you're going to be keeping your eyes peeled and your mirrors full of an orange number 97 machine. This man, SVG, he's approaching this pack super quickly at the moment, and he's one driver that, you know, when he's in your mirrors, he's going to be door banging in no time. That's a good way of door banging I'm talking about as well. So that's just door to door.
So he just got a little bit of speed on these guys, but he's not just whizzing past them. Goes to show the quality of the races we have in here. Someone with the caliber of SVG to come in, he doesn't just dominate. He always does well, but he hasn't just come in and dominated at winning every race. Really shows the talent that we have in this series.
He's
just looking at the back of Ruben Phelps. He wants to make a quick move past here. He doesn't want to detach from the leaders too much.
He had made a little bit of a tank slap into the fence because that's the thing, isn't it? You get sucked into the car. There's a little bit of drift. It can throw you. It can definitely point you up in that fence. He's actually avoided the fence by taking a little bit of the inside line there. There's Lachlan a little bit further back behind. I like him to go down to the, I was going to say, maybe it looks like he's going to go down a dog leg, but he's going to be side by side. He'll get pulled back up the fence. That'll give you a little bit of momentum as they take the dog leg back down there. Ruben Phillips and Stephen Williams up the road there. This is the closest battle you're seeing currently at the moment. Lap 20 of 140. 121 to go.
So he's just getting to the inside of Ruben there.
I think he has to get on with it because look at this battle for P7 up the road. And you got to give it to Ryan Jones, my friend. He's gained 13 places for the double 11 machine. And I have to assume they're teammates of Stephen behind him because the liveries look very, very similar. So are the teammates working together? They're going to have to work together soon. There might be a switcheroo between the drivers because, as we just saw, Ruben Phillips and SVG are right behind them. So they can also play blockers, can't they, if they really wanted to? Because it's very difficult to overtake two cars side by side here in Phoenix.
Shane's probably not going to want to get held up too much. If this goes green, he's got a lot of time to make up.
Yeah, I have to fix the graphics too so his name doesn't trample into the timing gap there over there. That's on me. My bad. I will get that fixed. Don't have too many drivers with such a longer surname, perhaps. But that's all right. Absolutely. Stephen Williams. G'day everybody in the chat, Cord. Khan SRM, I think it says. Sorry there, Matt. If that's what it is. But it wasn't just all there, because in that time we've been watching that beautiful battle there. We've had Maddie battling slowly creeping the number 30 machine into the number 40 machine of Brad Newman. And you know for a fact that, Aaron, Phoenix is not a track you can gain time to for now when everybody's doing such great lap times at the moment, which is subpars 27s flats.
We saw these two battle it out on Friday night in the Truck Series, where Brad Newman come away with victorious there. Let's see if Matt Danson's got an answer for him in the X Series. He's just chipping away ever so slightly, tightening up at the front. Less than a second between the first three cars.
And whilst they're battling further down the field there, you see Nick in P4, there's Ethan, and there's Matthew Budd, Ryan Jones, and then you'll see this gaggle of cars behind Ryan, Stephen Phillips, SVG, Ruben Phillips, and Lachlan. Is it Lachlan? Am I getting that one correct there?
That is Lachlan.
Thank you very much. I hate butchering fantastic drivers' names. We'll get there, but we'll go back up to the battle there with Maddie, because you've got to get the job done. Maddie, yeah, it's screen time, my friend. We've gone through this drivers choreographing, all right? Get the overtake done while the camera's pointed at you. And then we move on to the rest of the field. As the Cactus says, hello! And the Cactus is staying green at the moment, because we are green racing. One caution, 27 laps down.
I know for a fact all these drivers, they prefer the green flag racing. They don't want to get interrupted by cautions, especially these front three. Bring them back to the field. There's more chance of something going wrong when they're in that playoff picture. They want to have as smooth as race as possible. Get to the front. Dave Douglas is just hanging on at the moment. He's been the class of the field, 0.6 of a second up from Brad Newman.
Smooth. They want to be as smooth as Carlos Sainz, smooth operating his way around Formula One. Unfortunately, won't be smooth operating his way into Ferrari for the next season. Although I think Carlos Sainz well deserves that seat, but politics is politics in Formula One. Look at SVG going up against Steven. A battle of the Shanes and the Stevies. I guarantee one driver here with an S will be ahead of the other one very soon. Which S will it be? There's track conditions. It's been like that all week that I've been at Phoenix, anywhere in the virtual world. 15-kilometre-hour winds, 23 degrees track temperature, and a beautiful sunset, cloudy sky here in Arizona. And I'll tell you what, it's still the best seafood restaurant I've ever been to in the United States, surprisingly, where you don't even see an ocean for at least about a 6-hour drive to LA. Anyway, here we go. That's the battle you saw up the road. But further up, here we go. The battle of Maddie and Brad.
Brad just letting him go, not fighting. He might have a better long-run car.
That's right.
Doesn't want to burn up his tyres too early, burn up too much time to bring Nick Botterill into the conversation there.
You know what gets me when you're on Brad's car right now? How wide it is on the inside. It kind of feels like you've got the crop top, the top all lifted open, isn't it? The roof hood. Sometimes. I love the livery there that drivers use. And then, of course, we're talking about interior livery as well. I mean, Brad's just focusing, of course, on Matt's car up the road, the number 30 machine. But for us, and everybody enjoying themselves out there, and make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you are enjoying yourself. It is just different for the liveries of the car, and Brad's going to be thinking about getting the power on soon, because more than anything, old Nixter behind him, the 225 machine, is starting to catch him slowly before that gap down to P5.
Brad might just be struggling on tyres there a little bit. He's just fallen away from Matty Danson there, and he's fallen back to Nick Botterill pretty quick. So he might be struggling or just trying to save tyres for a little while. Oh, as Nick Botterill goes very deep into the corner, almost gets into the wall.
The wall will come out and bite you pretty hard there. The man from Melbourne in Australia, and he's on the tailpipe right now. Brad, that's the battle currently. You can see any pictures for P3. One caution only. Drivers have been out here for 34, about to be 35 laps. The only drivers that have been down a pit road is SVG, currently running in P8. Then you've got to go down P11. Sorry, P12 there for Shane Bowen. And a few of the other drivers further back, P14 and so forth. So their early splash and dash pit stops gained them only 3 laps advantage. Would that be a big showing later in this race, Mr. Aaron?
Potentially. So other drivers who didn't pit early will have to pit 3 laps earlier. And if they make a mistake on cold tyres or something like that, that 3 laps just opens up a little bit more strategy to come into the pit lane under a caution, not lose as many spots.
Oh, it's a door banging right now. 37 in the 0-11.
That's not what Shane wants to see in front. He does not want to see
that's
any
right on with him,
contact
mate.
in front of him.
Now, what's old Shano going to do, mate? He's got to react to the situation. Doesn't if they come and tangle, we'll go.
He's got to pick one and give him the hurry along.
Yeah.
So he thinks Stephen Williams... No, Ryan Jones. He thinks Ryan's a bit of the quicker one, so he's trying to stick behind him.
Good call. So he chooses the outside at the moment. 37's on the inside. Oh, wow. Ryan Jones clever enough to cover off the inside there. He says, okay, I can foresee something coming here. So he elects to go single file. And that was a bit of a tank slapper, I think, wasn't it, with Matthew? It may give Shane the advantage here, mate. I think it will.
Shane's cleared him. Matty Budd doesn't put up too much of a fight there. No one wants to be the guy that knocks someone out of championship contention.
Oh, I would love to.
7.
just for giggles out there, mate. But like, no, I wouldn't want to be with that one. No, I'd just speed laps, mate. I'd be sitting in pit. I'd park it and sit in pit road and watch this one trackside as it's entertained. Championship race, remember everybody. And we are 38 laps down with 103 to go, and the mover of Shane making his way up through the field here. He's going to navigate his way through Ryan Jones. Ryan Jones, this man has gained 14 places since this race started, so he ain't going to want to yield that anytime soon, regardless of who's in the championship or not. He's doing a good job for the 0-11 machine.
I have to say, Matt Danson's up 7 spots too.
Yes.
So to get him into second, he cleared another 7 cars in front of him.
You're absolutely right. I mean, that's big gainers. And some of the drivers are not in the championship for to win this one this evening, but still, they want to set a good momentum. It's door banging right now. It's going on. I tell you what, Ryan's not going to want to yield this one to SVG. SVG's going to have to give it everything out of the orange machine, the orange 97. He will eventually get it. Elects to go down the dog leg, and he says, all right, Ryan, good
Lines
fight.
Up.
Good fight, but
Ryan's
Ryan's coming
going
back.
Down low. SVG might have overshot that ever so slightly. And Ryan can just fire it up on the inside. He'll be loving lift. SVG looks like he cleared him though.
Tell you what, it took a fight, and I think it took a bite of time. Because SVG in the P6 position is looking all the way out north of the timing tower. He's not looking back here at the moment. He's not looking at Ryan. He's doing a fantastic job there. 13 positions gained. SVG's looking at Dave Douglas. And where's Dave Douglas? All the way up here, all by himself almost. Cruising. Give you a little idea of the track map to give you an idea where they are. As you can see, the dotted on the track map. Look for the number 10, if you can actually go 4K resolution, etc. He's coming down the backstretch now. They're approaching lap cars. This is why you can see the number 999 machine just approaching into turn 3. So that's how much they're starting to come into that lap traffic. Go back to Matty. There he is, as you mentioned. Matty's up 7. Good job for Matty. Solid drive. He's held off the attack from Brad Newman, who started P3, isn't P3. Nick started in P4, isn't P4. He's further back. Ethan, a little bit further back in P5. He's gained a couple of places. He's just hanging in there. And then the man we just saw with the OT, getting past the lap car, is right here in P6. And he needs a bit of work to do. Gap to leader. Well, he currently is, if you might guess that information, my friend, but I believe the gap to leader is about 6 seconds, as you can see on the timing tower.
Just under 6 seconds.
Yes. Sorry, because his
So
name's
he's got a little
crossing
bit of
into
clear
that.
air.
Sorry?
He's got a little bit of clear air there, so he should be putting down some quick lap times while he can.
Yes, sir. Don't forget, everybody, at the
Shorty.
moment, we got sign-ups for the 2025 seasons. You want to be a part of this, please get involved. All the information in the description there, and join the Discord and say good day. You have to say good day because that's one of the requirements, isn't it, mate, to be a part of the Australian NASCAR series. Is that your first response should be, or question is g'day, and then after that, then say why you want to join and how you want to join and stuff like that. Just get a part of it because you're not Aussie if you don't say g'day.
We have a very active Discord of everyone's very friendly and very chatty, so
you don't have to be Australian too, because we do have Manny here from the States, so we welcome everybody in the world, mate. Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't matter where you are in the world, you can always say g'day.
There's a lot of fast Kiwis that love to come in and try and show us up too.
Yeah, and there's a lot of Kiwis in this league at the moment that are very, very quick, and absolutely why not? Once again, I mean, it's Australian NASCAR eSeries, but at the same time, it's drivers around the world, which it's more about who can be a quicker Australian NASCAR driver. Really, who can be a quicker driver? Australians, Kiwis, Americans. I did see some Japanese drivers. I've seen some alien Japanese drivers too in their NASCAR series, and they're in the same time zone as us too. So I would like to see some, not just Japanese, but some of the Asian drivers in that, because they're in a similar time zone than we are. I mean, I understand it's a little difficult for the drivers like Maddie because it's 4 o'clock in the morning for them, almost 5 o'clock in the morning on the East Coast. But for anybody in the Asia Pacific area, well, you're in the same time zone now. It will take an hour or two, so you can drive.
I believe the first three are all Australian. Ooh, first one to pull the trigger.
Yeah, is this when you're seeing scheduled pit stops, mate?
It's a bit over 80 laps of a tank of fuel. So, it's a little bit early for me. I'd like to see the lap 70 mark so you can try and break the race in half and leave a set of tyres for the end. You only get 2 sets of extra tyres in this series, so you've really got to play that strategy.
Yes, as we go almost just 1/3 down into this one. Some of the pit stops, Matthews going on the pit road. So is the boss man, Nigel. But Nigel's been there for 8 minutes and change, mate. Some serious repairs to be knocked out of that 69 machine, I imagine. Or technical.
He was having frame issues the other night, so that might have plagued him again.
Didn't see a wreck from Nigel, right? He wasn't involved in that early wreck. The only caution we've had, one caution. He did have that another technical problem. It's unfortunate, isn't it? The bossman put so much effort into this, and no, you know what? I can completely understand what he's been through, mate, because I've been through that in the last 48 hours, getting a new motherboard, CPU, memory, and all that jazz, and something not working. AKA internet. It's been a little bit of a problem. Thankfully, we got live pictures right now, but I still have a lot behind the scenes to resolve. As we're going to be one thing we'll be resolving here this evening, Aaron, will be a championship for the X Series.
100%. So 3 of the 4 drivers still cover out the top 3 spots, and then you got SVG in 6th place. Slowly chipping away. Bit of lap time, he pulled it down to 5.3 seconds now, so he pulled out 7/10 of a second over the last few laps.
Tell you what, Timmy's approaching. That is amazing. Yeah, Timmy's approaching Maddie at the moment. That's up the road. Our only driver at the moment on the grid from number 46 from the United States of America. Which hats off to Maddie. I want to shout out to Maddie. It's a little dinged up there, the 46 on the right hand side. But he's once again he got up at least 4 o'clock in the morning if he's in the East Coast in the United States to go racing, mate. I don't know how committed you are to get up there at 4 o'clock in the morning to go racing.
I've done it plenty of times. I like my sleep-ins.
Well, Matty doesn't. Manny doesn't. He likes his racing. As that's the situation. So, just elaborate to me there, Aaron, the 4 championship contenders, and we'll just give a little recap where they are on the track at the moment, how they're doing.
So in first place, you got Dave Douglas holding out Matt Danson by 0.9 of a second. Then you got Brad Newman, who's 1.5 seconds away from the lead. So not too far, and then down in 6th place, he's chopped it down to about 5 seconds now with Shane Van Gisbergen. another early starter. He'll be in the North Carolina, I think he's from at the moment.
He's from? What do you mean, sorry?
Well, not from, but currently living.
Oh, right, yes, okay. Yeah, you wouldn't be living over there. North Carolina as well, too. Oh, I have so many not drivers, of course, but commentators live there. Lachlan goes down to a pit road, so that's the number 1 machine. Heading into that pit, to hit his pit box as well, to make sure you hit that right. I saw a couple of drivers make a mistake. He's got the big one in the middle of the Australia, and good on him. Wasn't Lachlan sporting the Kiwi? It was a team thing, wasn't it, when they were sporting the Kiwi flag? I remember that.
That was Ruben Phelps.
Sorry, sir? Oh, was it? Yes, there he is.
Who was the previous champion of the Truck Series. And then Lockie Akugio's the the current champion of the X Series.
Learn something new every day. Good on you. Thank you for that. Give us a little bit more hype up in the chat, please. We need a couple of people on the chat. This is the finale. This is a championship race. So don't be shy out there. Just give us your thoughts and who you're supporting, of course, and if you would like to. If you're supporting anybody else, it don't have to be the championship 4. We don't mind flicking the camera around, because if there's a little bit of a time where there's time to be met, and we can actually just show some of it and talk about a couple of things. I come from a 23-hour, charity event with Jimmy Broadbent that I mentioned earlier there for raising £100,000 for mental health. I mean, I did the graveyard shift with another Australian that commentates for a V8 supercar series here. On iRacing in Australia, and we had a good Chen wagon in the graveyard shift. He called it the graveyard shift with a couple of Aussies. Trust me, the North American guy that was in there with us, who was doing the production, he was like, "What the hell I'm doing here with these Aussies?" We were talking about bunning snags, and we were throwing out all the Aussie lingo, mate, and it was a lot of fun. Once again, it was all for charity, so. Get out there and give us a chat, because that's what it's all about. It's a bit of a quiet stage in this race, mate. 81 to go. Douglas in the lead.
We should start to see a few pit stops coming through in the next 10 to 15 laps. So my prediction would be most of the lead drivers are going to hang out to at least lap 70. So then they can potentially do it on one stop if it goes green to the end. But then save a set of tyres. If there's a late race caution, you don't want to be caught out on old tyres and just watch everyone fly past you and you tumble down the totem pole.
That's a rabbit's nest with... just looking at...
Here's SVG in the top battle pack.
Yeah, mate, you called it. You absolutely called it.
So the 39 car in front of him of Ethan Winter, that's for position. And then Nick Bottrell with the lap car in front of him of Brian Blundell, I believe. The last thing Shane wants to see is a few squirrely cars out there, too dense of a pack. He's taking the low
the traffic that Shane's got right now, mate. He's all right. Let's see if we can deal with this bunch. And I think he's getting on the paddle. He's positioning the car in the right place at the right time is what it's all about. And it's going to be a little bit of a scary moment there, a hairy moment more than anything. We see all these cars around. Gets past 225. He's got Ethan Winter up the road there to deal with. And Ethan's saying, all right, let's bring it, mate. Come on, I'm here. I'm legitimately 3 positions up, and I'm quick. He is currently in the Ford, Shane in the Chevy.
Shane's just got a little bit of momentum on here. Coming into 1 and 2, he'll probably... I don't know, it's hard to say. A little clip of the wall from Ethan Winter there. That will just hurt his corner entry. Pulled a little bit of a gap on him there. Shane's definitely holding a tighter line closer to the yellow mid-corner. Similar line through the dog leg. Shane's entering a little bit lower, sliding it up, carrying that entry speed in. And Nick Bottrell's just sitting there behind him, watching, learning, following his line, except for there, he went in a little bit too deep.
We can have a look at this from Nick's perspective here, the man from Melbourne, Australia, of course, hosting the Melbourne Australian Formula One Chief. Melbourne is the sporting capital of Australia. You agree or disagree with that one, my friend, but they hold, a lot of sporting events. Look at that beautiful, beautiful evening skies there. You don't see the light poles on there, but I will turn my graphics up soon once I sort my computer things out. The Cactus says hello for another lap. 68, 73 to go, mate. We're still halfway. Approaching halfway, and the double D of Dave Douglas leads this one from Matt Danson, as you said, Brad Newman. They're the top three. This man is up the road. The man up the road, of course, is SVG. He's the one that needs to be up there battling because he's the fourth one in this championship for the finale, and it's the finale right there. It says it in the description for the X Series.
Slowly chipping away time.
What do you do, mate? We'll ride on board for a second, and you're a race driver. Give us a little bit of bird's eye perspective. We'll even throw the old dashboard up there so you can have an idea of the old, SVG, like what gear you're in. He's in fourth at the moment, or not. Give or take shy of kilometres an hour. If you're joining us from anywhere in the world at the moment, for North Americans, you have to convert that to miles. But for now, mate, we're working in kilometres because it's an Australian NASCAR series.
So at this point into the tyres, just being smooth. You saw him have to correct the steering a little bit on the corner exit there. That just hurts your momentum coming out of the corner. So that's what he'll be struggling with. Just trying to catch Ethan Winter in front. You can just see how violent they come across the dog leg there. So Shane's going up high. He's probably going to turn it down low, late apex it to try and just get that exit momentum. Pull a little car lengths or so then he can try and fire her down the inside into turn 1, or turn 3 I should say. Phoenix is an odd track where the pit lane's on the back stretch instead of the front stretch.
Yeah, mate, they do a little bit different out west here in the United States, don't they? Caution! That's Riley. Riley's around somewhere, mate. There he is on board, just got the last pitches. So that's out of turn 4. And he'll have a chance to dive down to the pit road, and he certainly will, you would imagine. And no, he won't. A tricky pit lane, he's probably just passed. Let's go back, and you can find out. It might have been a solo crash from Riley, but the only way to find out is our replay.
Just in a little bit hot, old tyres.
Yeah.
And around the car goes.
That's turn 4, right? Because that's the GoCo restart zone. There is the...
Yep, there's the start line.
Yeah, so that's going to re-rack and restack 'em, mate. I guarantee you it's going to be pit lane. Ted, down to you. How is that situated? We have no Ted, do we? All right, over to you there, Aaron. Pit road, what's the key here to the success of winning the battle in pit road?
Just being smooth, not being too far out of your box. Just being, like, dead center in your box. Getting a good traction launch out of your pit lane, because you're still racing in pit lane and it's the only time you can pass under caution.
You called it, mate. So you absolutely called it.
Have elected to stay out, so they might be the lap traffic.
Yes.
To try and just get that lap back.
Why not? And get track position. Keep an eye on these two. Double D went in first. There he is. He went in first. He wants to come out first. And he will elect to. The battle of pit road. Matty and Brad have come in and out where exactly they wanted. Ethan, Ryan Jones, Nick. SVG still in there. He's getting those repairs, isn't he? I believe. That's a long pit stop, mate. That's we're over a minute right now. And finally, the 97 machine creeps out of pit lane slowly. We'll drop him all the way down that. He'll be tumbling down that tower like a 1929 stock exchange. P12 at least for now.
14.9 second stop for Dave Douglas and 43 second stop for SVG. So obviously ticking off a little bit of damage without going too far down the field. You saw how rapid he was with the damage on. So we'll see if he can pull the time back. Has he got enough laps? While the other three of Dave Douglas, Matt Danson, Brad Newman battle it out the front. Who's got the best short run car? Who can pull a bit of a gap?
Yeah, mate, bit of work to do. Of course, some of the other drivers selecting me in pit road, maybe perhaps getting some damage. Not really. There's Timo Blundell, Brian Blundell. They will head down as well too. The boss man, I don't know. You want to pull the boss man up, or ask the boss man if he wants to come a bit of a chin wagon to us, because he's been sitting there for 21 minutes. I don't think he's even in the race currently at the moment.
I believe he's already in here.
Hey, Nige, mate, boss man, what happened? What happened?
Oh, no, nothing. I just pulled over. We got a thunderstorm here at the moment, and I
Oh,
thought that I don't really want to wreck everyone's race, so I thought I'd come up into the booth and
yeah, take
chill
care,
out with
mate.
you guys. And
Where are you
call
at the
this
moment
race.
to elaborate to everybody in the chat, like, you know, what roughly neck of the woods you're at for a thunderstorm to be cracking through?
Southeast of South Australia.
There you go. I didn't realize there's some thunderstorms all around Australia at the moment, mate. But bringing the thunder from down under to the. So you're not bringing the thunder from. Well, you're bringing the thunder from down under, of course, literally in the weather. But the championship top four. Who's who, if you're a betting man, boss man, who you be putting your money on?
Hang on.
Well,
Oh, we're not
Not
going
going
green.
green. Yep, just heard that. Thank you, guys.
I've
I have that
got no
race
idea.
control going through there. Yep.
I got no idea who's going to win this one, but I reckon that will be the last stop of the race. I think they can make it here on fuel, so this will be a sprint race down to the finish. Dave Douglas looks good out the front. Danson looks good as well. Newman as well. He's in form at this track after his run in the truck series on Friday night, but I wouldn't count out SVG either. I think he had a little bit of damage to fix there, and he'll get that fixed, and yeah, it's game on.
Aaron, yeah, boss man doesn't bite. Any questions? So, hey, are you going to hang with us, mate, please, in the booth till the end? Because we have 64.
I'll be here till the end.
I would appreciate it, because you're out of the car, mate, so you can definitely come and have a chin wagon with you. You put all the effort behind the scenes.
I'll be here for the rest of the race. I'll help you boys call the race.
Thank you. We appreciate that very, very much, of course. And if you don't know, and mate, you said sign-ups are open, right? So if you want to get cracking for that 2025 season, get into the Discord, hit the Discord link.
No, this 2025 season's not out yet. We'll discuss all that in the off season, and hopefully have something.
Can they join the
out
Discord and
later
at least ask questions?
100%.
Alright.
Anything, if we're going
Yep,
green, we're going
I like
green.
it.
Watch out for the third place car of Ethan Winter too. He's showing some pretty decent form.
I have no idea who my pick is. Those top three are all rapid. I don't know if you can call SVG the underdog. He's in 12th place, but yeah, he's hard to count out. He's the underdog in this, and we're going green. Good launch by Dave Douglas there, and then neck and neck with Newman and Danson. So Newman, firing it up on the inside. It's just cleared Matt Danson there.
Do you think Danson's dancing with Newman or not? Wow, here we go. Do you remember championship hunt at the moment is on. Only 4 drivers to win this one. 63 laps to go. 3 of them in the top 3. And SVG down at P11. So he's got to do a lot of work here, gentlemen. Let's go motor racing. We are. Battle for the lead.
There's Brad Newman on the inside, getting close, door banging a little bit. Dave Douglas just has the little bit of momentum on the outside. Got to be careful he doesn't turn down too early. Just tag the rear. This is great racing. For a championship. Door to door, fresh tyres. This is what we all come here to see. And then you just got Matt Danson just looking in the background. He wants no part of this right now.
Yeah, Nige, what were you doing at the moment if you're riding shotgun with Matty in P3? See this door-to-door banging with Davey and Brad. championship battle hunt for these three here as well. Like, how would you be feeling? What would you be doing there, Nige?
I think you'll be trying to save your tyres as much as you can. This race can go green all the way now, so these guys at the front are battling hard. They're probably burning up their tyres just a little bit. Then you've got the guys behind, and don't forget there are a lot of drivers in this field that could sneak a win in over these guys as well. So these guys, well, they don't have to win the championship. It's just going wide.
Oh, mate, yeah.
We've got the DPR boys of Ryan Jones and Stevie Williams there behind them. Nick Bottrell, and don't forget SRM's Ruben Phelps, who missed out last week on the championship, so he'd be hungry for a win to finish his year off as well.
And they're getting a little bit greedy for a win right now. Isn't it? A little door banging happening there, Aaron? Because look at this, mate. Yep.
And
get your nose in, get chopped off. They're not in Los Angeles, mate. There's no plastic surgeons around here, Aaron.
Ruben Jones a little bit loose off the corner. So Dave Douglas just lost out in that restart a little bit, but now he can just sit behind, save a bit of tyres. Hopefully he didn't burn up too much, and he can hang with these guys. Big block by Brad there.
Yeah, look at this. We're going to stay on board with Ryan Jones, mate.
This is it in. He's so deep. It's great racing.
We'll go to the special 360 cam here.
We're about to go 3 wide.
This is a Nitro Racing 360 cam, mate. There you go. Look at this. They're single filed.
And let's not forget as well, we got Marty Mitchell, Stevie Williams, Tim Blundell fighting it out for the best of the rest prize as well. So Stevie Williams will be hoping for a decent result as well. That's why he's pushing so hard up the front.
Oh, pushing in the background, mate. Look at the 11. Ryan Johnson's saying, get on with it! Push, push, push! Oh, there's a wreck, and that's going to be a caution. That'll be a caution, and I think that was Ethan. That was Ethan in the background. Just saw the corner of the pictures there, Aaron. Did you get an idea of what happened currently at the moment to our number 39 Ford machine?
Someone just got up in the back of him, and that's unfortunate for Stephen Williams there. As Nigel was just saying, he's in there for the best of the rest championship, so we'll see what he can salvage out of this one.
Oh.
Just drifts up and wasn't quite clear.
That's the 98.
That's where you really got to listen to your spotter and just say clear or not clear.
Maybe you're asking the spotter if am I clear, and the spotter said what, and then you straight into him. That's a bad dad joke. Here we go. Let's watch this one. Stephen Williams, 39.
Tried to slot into a gap that's a little bit too tight.
Yeah, what do you think of that one there, boss man, Nige? That's an interesting one. You've been in race control before. You've been a part of dictating decisions in a league where that's a little tap, and there's obviously, I don't want to say the N word, and that means I have to say it to everybody out there. It's the net code word. But I don't think that's the net code involved, but let's just see how it panned out.
That one's just a racing incident, I think. No one's quite at fault. There's just
different
38
angles.
just comes up a little bit high when he wasn't quite clear. Turns himself on the nose. Unfortunate for Stevie Williams. He gets a little bit loose. Just tags the wall. I think he takes Nick Bottrell with him for a little bit.
Yep, they were going to be in pit road. There's Ethan, there's Stephen, there's Lachlan in pit road. Manny's in pit road. Nigel's in the booth with us, so he's already left the building. He's up here and entered another building. Matty's still in the lead of this race. You can see the track temperature at 22 degrees. The wind's picked up big time, mate. I don't think it was about 2 kilometers per hour earlier, and now it's cranked up to about 20. Nige, mate, as a race driver, does that wind speed make a huge difference on an oval?
100% it does.
Really?
Yep. Yep, it makes a big difference, especially on the longer runners you got. As your tyres start to wear, absolutely it does. As we'll see to see if anyone comes down pit road and they haven't, to see if they'll take a set of tyres or not. But this is going to be on for young and old when this gets back underway in the number 40 car of Brad Newman's. Looks like that's a Dale Earnhardt livery.
Yeah, let's have a look at it, mate. Yep. So go through any liveries that you know. Let's for the last time this season. Let's go through some of those liveries. Any liveries that stick out for you, and let us know in the chat too. If you want to look at liveries, we have Ethan going into pit road, Stephen going pit road. But let's have a look. So there's the number 30. Let us know what liveries you like the most too, or have liked all season. Dave Jones, number 10 there for the Sim Sports livery.
Dave Douglas representing
Dave
A1
Douglas.
Sim Sports.
Yeah.
Yep, and then behind him, then you've got the DPR car of Ryan Jones. Then you've got Newman in, I think, the Dale Jr. livery tribute.
Yeah.
He represents Laps Sports.
Yep,
Then
there
you've
it
got
is.
everything simulated from Nick Bottrell behind him. Then Rube's representing SRM Motorsports. Behind them there, he's been one of our strong drivers all year. We've got Michael Campbell behind that there in the truck racer car as we're about to go green.
Oh, I thought, yeah, okay, let's go racing, gentlemen. I thought, wow, you don't mess around in Australia. Love it, love it, love it, love it. All right, last predictions, I guess, for race win here, because I don't think we're going to go to another caution, but cautions breed cautions, gentlemen.
I just hope for a good race. Let the best man win.
Danson's going to hope for a good launch just here. There he goes and ducks down straight to the dog leg. Brad Newman follows him. Dave Douglas just hanging on the outside with Brad Newman there. They all want clear air. That's going to be the fastest way around the track with no one in front of you. Dave Douglas, just a little bit more momentum than Newman there. Comes into the corner a little bit deeper. Keep a little bit of that. Sorry, Nigel.
Another thing we've got to remember too is who's the best in the long run too. Who was the best driver and who picked up the most positions in the long run of the first stint. I believe SVG was strong on the first run, starting from pit lane. I think he started from pit lane. And he was the best. This could become a tyre race, I'm afraid. As this race comes, I think they've all got one set of tyres left, but if we do not get another caution, this is going to be a pure who can save their tyres the best.
And there's SVG in 5th, so he's cleared a few cars within that caution.
Yeah, SVG's on his way up to battle the Championship 3 at the moment, which are leading this race. You see SVG in the background, sliding his way just ahead of Ruben, so he's himself in a nice, comfortable P5 position. He's got Ryan Jones up 16 places. But Ryan Jones is not in the championship hunt right there. Ryan Jones is keeping the top 3 for the championship hunt. This is going to be, gentlemen, we're getting close to 48 to go. If SVG can get past Ryan Jones, you're going to have the top 4 in the top 4 positions for the championship battle.
Ryan Jones wants to spoil this party, though.
Yeah, come on, Ryan.
He doesn't care who wins. He just wants to be the first car across that checkered block.
And he can,
and
he deserves it, and he has an absolute right there. He will kind of like, you know, singing a bedtime story to some of your children, and then she'll be like, what? Kind of like, you know, closing the chapter just before they fall asleep. And disappointing, but why not? Ryan Jones could disappoint. Well, he's not going to disappoint. He's going to add a 5th car into the 4th car battle championship. That's all.
A little loose on corner entry there for Ryan Jones.
Is he helping even SVG? Now, this is one for you, Nigel, mate. Drivers out there aren't in the championship can also help as key players. The other drivers win there, or at least get closer to winning their championship. So, why not?
Oh, 100%. There's Brad Newman and SVG are teammates, so they represent Lobs Esports. They will be helping each other out to get to the front. And then near behind SVG, we've got the Matthew Butt and Ruben Phelps, 2 drivers from New Zealand representing SRM. They could spoil the party as well. So we got a battle on our hands, and also back in 12th and 13th, we've got one of the battles for best of the rest with Stevie Williams and Brian. One of the Blundells.
Tim or
Brian,
Blundell.
I'm not too sure.
You got it. Timo.
Yep.
Timo. Is it?
Yep. Tim.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a little battle there for the best of the rest as well. But as we also go to the comments of the YouTube, we've got Jason Holdsworth. Hey Jace, I think your internet went down. That's why he's not racing tonight.
Oh.
He's all for DW for the win. Notorious Stig. Numo doing it for Dale. Fire up. We got Matty Raymond, Khan SRM. He's the boss of SRM. Good evening to Matty Ray. Rubes and Lockie have the county of where they are from behind the number. I'm not sure what that means, Matty, but yep.
We're talking about the Australian flag behind the number, so
is that
the Australian flag, and Ruben's got the New Zealand flag New Zealand map.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Let's have a look. I mean, we can have a look at that best possible. We can show that on the screen.
He might not have it on this one, but he had it on the truck.
Yeah, a little, I like this Australian versus Kiwi war, or as we always have, of course. We're neighbours, but we're like and if you're tuning in from the Americas, it's like Canada versus, United States. It's we're borders, we love each other as nations, but, it's just like you want to be better than your neighbours, right? That's just the way it comes down. The cookie crumbles. And so that's what it is in Australia and New Zealand. That's just to let everybody know. In America and versus Canada, they have their hockey and all that sort of stuff. We have the same thing in Australia. It's motor racing as well too. We want to have Australians beat Kiwis, Kiwis beat Australians. Why not? I just point the cameras at the right place and we talk about it, don't we, Aaron? Like, whoever wins, wins. They deserve it.
They're all single file. They're just saving their tyres. We've got 40 laps to go, so the last 10 laps are going to be red hot. It's going to be whoever saved their tyres the highest, and just an absolute sprint for the finish.
Yeah, I love, mate. Now we actually have a rivalry that we can actually have, not just here in the Australian NASCAR eSeries as well, but in real world Formula One, we have Kiwis. We have Kiwis on the grid. We have Australians on the grid. This is going to be fantastic, isn't it? Like, who's going to be the best in the world? Of course, it's the same situation you're going to have over in the Americas as well too. We have IndyCar and NASCAR and everything. You got Australians on the grid. You got Kiwis. It's like we're invading motor racing, gentlemen out there. We are invading, and we're talking about we here in Australia and New Zealand. Like we're taking over there. I'll tell you what, North America and the rest of the world, the nation, need to stand up there and say, "Is the bigger hoon."
And as we got close to 37 laps to go here now, there's a few drivers I'd like to just mention myself that they have not missed a race for a long, long time, and they've always been here, and that's the Blundell boys in the 88 and the number 4, and the 651 of Marty Mitchell. He's here every single week. He does both races in the 651 machine.
Marty, there he is.
Improving better every week. I love his livery on his car.
Oh, that's great, mate. Yeah, Flamin' Marby.
So some of these drivers, they're here week in, week out. They do their best, and thank them for being part of the series.
Good on you guys. Appreciate that, and big shout out, of course. If we get, if the other drivers give them a chance every once in a while to get shine in the spotlight, we will certainly point the cameras in the right direction. Matty's pointing his car in the right direction. 8 positions up there, the number 30 machine leading this one. But further down the field, of course, big battle for Brady, Davey, Ryan Jones, and SVG. Here we go, mate. 36 to go. It's going to go quick there, Aaron. What do you do? What do you do, Aaron?
Might be struggling a little bit on his tyres there. Ooh, as Matty Budd just tags the wall past an SVG.
Oh, SVG's.
Ruben Phelps.
Dropped a couple places, mate. He's battling that two for now. A door banging here with Matthew. Ryan Jones still up the road. They're going to get past Ryan, mate. Ryan is no slouch. Ryan's holding it tight there for that P4 position. He could be the man that could spell SVG's championship hopes here this evening, I think, because the other three, mate, are up the road. See them right there on the pictures. Well, SVG's got to get a call up at the moment. 35 to go, mate. You got to get on it, get on the gas pedal. I don't need to tell him what to do. He knows exactly what to do. These drivers at the moment here know they want to build the gap to win the race.
I wouldn't rule out Dave Douglas, guys. He's been strong all night. If we get a late caution, his short run speed has been exceptional. This certainly ain't over. And what an effort by Jones and Budd to keep up with the top four as well. And also to Nick Bottrell, he's in 8th place at the moment, 3.7 seconds behind the leader. Ethan Winter, he's back in the top 10 after his little incident with with Stevie Williams at the start at the last caution. Williams is back up in 11th, fighting it out for that best of the race trophy.
They're all single file. They're just saving their tyres. They don't need to save fuel. They'll have plenty of fuel to the end. Danson just pulled 0.6 of a gap over Dave Douglas there. Dave Douglas pulled a little bit of gap on Brad Newman, who was under attack from Ryan Jones not too long ago, but just pulled a little bit of breathing space there so he doesn't have to look in the mirror as much. He can focus on what's in front of him.
This race will light up in 15 laps time. That's when we'll sort of see who saved the tyres the most. I think when lap 125 comes around, you will see who has done the best of saving their tyres from the end. I wouldn't rule out any of the top 4 yet. Actually, I wouldn't say the top 7 can still win this race. If there's no caution, that is.
If there's a late race caution, everyone, I believe, has a set of tyres up their sleeves, so you wouldn't want to be the last person out on old rubber in that case.
Old rubber, mate. What do you say? You got something against rubber? Saying old rubber is not weathered in there and has more experience around the track? It's
But
not.
if we get an overtime,
Sorry?
if we get an overtime finish, this changes everything.
Yeah.
If we get that late caution with about 5 to go, then we go to overtime. I think that we'll find, and then the pit stops happen. Then our pit stop will determine the championship.
Nigel and Aaron on the comms, gentlemen. Nigel, mate, as a driver / running the league and so forth. What are you expecting next season? What have you got next season? Just to let everybody know before we get to the crunch time, where we won't be able to talk to anything like what's happening. Build us into the anticipation. What can they do? What can you do if you want to join? Be a part.
We'll join the Discord for number 1. All the information will be there shortly. We've got the we'll be running 3 series next year: the ANC and the Truck and Xfinity series. And there's the ANC, the top 30 drivers with that. That's a partnership with Motorsport Australia. There'll be more details on that one later in the year. We just have to sit down as a board and work out a strategy for next season. There's going to be plenty of growth. There's going to be some more people join. We just have to think of the best way to do it. We've decided we're going to focus on this season first. Make sure everything gets put into this one here before worrying about what happens next year. Just keep an eye on the Discord, and all information will be out soon.
There you go. So that really, to sum it all up, get in the Discord. Hey, if you don't know what Discord is, just get it. I believe it or not, I had a mate the other day for an event that I'm coming up for a Guinness Book of Record charity community here in Brisbane, in North Brisbane, actually, in Sunshine Coast, for once again for charity, and it's going to be Guinness Book of Record. Nothing to do with this, but he's like, "What's Discord?" I'm like, "Mate, you got to get in the Discord, all right? Just get in Discord. Get the Discord, download it. Trust me, it's safe. It ain't going to cause you any problems." And then it's a communication tool, and then just join in there, click in there, and then just ask questions. Say, "Hey guys, what's happening? How do I need help?"
We've got Matty Budd looking on the inside of Ryan Jones there.
I did say that. This. And SVG sitting behind him, and then Ruben Phelps just sitting back in the background thinking, "I'll just chill out here and let these guys play out."
Well, we're going to give you the hot seat right now, boss man. Ride in with SVG and see how the situation impends, because SVG needs to get past both these drivers and catch the top 3. And they're catching each other at a dramatic rate. And on top of it, look at the track map. Traffic.
So looking at the language of the wheels there, they've used a fair chunk of their tyres at the moment. It's not turning quite as nice as he'd like it to. A little correction there mid-corner. And then the big bumps going through the dog leg. He tries to turn it in, slides it up, the car's sliding, crank on more steering. Little correction there. They've all used the best of their tyres, so it's who's got the left rest. That made no sense. The most left in those tyres. Matty Budd just steps out of the way there of SVG. I think he might have been caught out on surprise and just made a little evasive action.
Now, as
Ryan
we also
Jones
sit
is
at,
very high.
as we sit at the moment as well, I think Brian Blundell or Tim Blundell, one of the Blundells, I'm not sure which one it is still winning the best of the rest, and he's back in 13th position. He just needs to finish, and I think he will have that award sewn up.
Yeah, good on him. And good job for a little bit up there, Ethan Winter. Up there with a little bit of a moment earlier. He should be able to get Shane. So, wow. Bowman's looking pretty sliced and diced at the fence, but there you go. And as you mentioned, Ruben Phillips just behind Matthew Budd. That's going to be a nice little battle brewing here, too, for the 06 machine versus the 37. 37 goes dogleg. Ruben chooses to lose a little bit there. And just up the road, you can see the lovely 97 machine there of SVG, who is on the back of Ryan Jones. I tell you what. Oh, Matthew's in. Matthew's in, gentlemen. Is this scheduled pit stops or they don't have enough gas? Get in there, Matty.
I reckon he used too much tyre. He
Right.
just looked a little bit loose on the steering and everything like that. I reckon SVG's put the hammer down because he feels like he's pulling in a little bit. He's 3 seconds behind the lead of the race.
He has to get
Matt
the
Danson
power down.
has
Yeah, there he is.
1.5 seconds on Dave Douglas.
So here it is. This is Matty, right? Look at this. Matty, Davey, a little bit further down. You can see that's the start-finishing line coming up now. Yep. Brad, Ryan, SVG. SVG has really caught them. You're not beating around, mate. When Aaron's in the booth. Go ahead.
And Dave Douglas in the A1 machine, he's actually pulling away from Brad Newman as well. He's got a little bit of gap. Johnny, you're up to a second there now, so he's pulling away from the Lobs Esports guys.
There he is. Yep.
This and Matt Danson's pulling away. So it's we might see a caution, but at the way this stands right now, looks like Danson and Douglas are in the
They need
best
it.
seat possible
Yeah.
to take home the championship.
So it's MDDD at the moment there. So get a little tongue twister on that one there, Aaron. MD, gap, second. Davey, gap, second. Then Brady got no gap behind him. RJ, Ryan Jones doing a solid job there. 16 up there. Got SVG behind him. This is where it is. 16 to go, gentlemen. SVG's got to go for gold. He's got to get past two cars to even get himself into the podium position. Wow. Matty has got to hold off there. Let's go. Racing. Aaron.
So SVG's losing a little bit of time to Matt Danson while fighting with these guys. He wants that clear track. He's got to get past these two.
Into the fence. There's Ryan. That'll be caution. We caught that live. We caught that live.
Be interesting to see what damage he's got. Everyone's going to fire down pit lane to get fresh tyres.
So, SVG was involved in that one. That's a little bump and reminder to say, I'm quicker than you, but Ryan Jones was certainly one of the quickest drivers out there. He may have something to say opposite on that one. We're going to go back and look at the replay, and then, boss man Nige, I know you would rather be out there on the track racing, but, mate, you're a race controller right now, so you can help us evaluate what happened here.
I stay neutral.
Stay neutral, but anyway, look at the pictures and talk.
So that looks to me like Brad gets a little bit loose, which then holds up Ryan Jones and SVG just a little bit too close to react. It's just the unfortunate part of close, hard racing.
We'll go back live pictures real quick there. Sorry to cut you off because they are all boxing and it's to be expected because they have probably... Now, this will come down to you guys. Who has the extra set of boots or stickers or anything you want to call it that are made for walking or are certainly made for sticking on the track there if you got the traction? Is anybody
all
used
these
them
guys
up?
have only pitted once.
Right.
So, as the car's spinning in the back of pit lane there.
Uh-oh. Who was that? No. Anyway, it's such a tricky pit lane. Who's going to come out first is the key. You got to beat everybody out of pit road. Now, sure, you don't have to worry about gas. Whoa! Ruben's going to suffer
Danson.
massively. Danson may have it.
Then
Got 13
Newman,
to go.
and then the championship 4 in the top 4 spots.
Wow, you're right. Let's go over this, gentlemen. So SVG's got the jump on the pit road. So here we go. Actually, what up to you, boss? And you want to call the top 4 drivers in the championship and how far they've taken to get here and where they are right now.
Hang on, boys.
Okay, Aaron, you can do it. You got, because the boss man's quite busy probably as well. There you go, Aaron.
So Matt Danson with a clean pit lane entry and exit. So he's come out first. Newman has cleared Dave Douglas. So a little bit quicker in and out of the pit stall. We all saw how tight it was at the end there. And then SVG right behind.
Oh, and they are the top, just to confirm everybody tuning in this evening, and welcome if you are. They are the top 4 championship contenders for the finale here this evening, right? So regardless of who wins the race, whoever in this field of 4 is ahead of any of the other competitors, aka the top 4 that are here now, they win the championship. Correct?
Yes.
Yep. So if they wreck and Ruben Phillips wins the race, who's not the championship contender, the go man, they're currently in P5, it'll still go by who wrecked last across the line, Matty at the moment. If he finishes in P15, and as long as Brad, Dave, and Shane are behind him, he still wins the championship.
Correct.
There you go. Just elaborate to everybody. It's a little complicated sometimes to get your head around, but that's how the situation is because it's a championship. So just because they're in the top 4 positions is just ideal, like the Hollywood directors are calling right now, going, hey, you could have scripted it better. That's just the way it's panned out. We have no control with what's going on in the race. But that's
so we got the 2 teammates on the high side of the track in Brad Newman and SVG.
Yes, sir. Right there. Brad Newman, right here. SVG, right here. And then, of course, between them is Brad Newman and Ruben, actually, more than anything. So we'll see how it pans out down the backstretch.
SVG's just hanging back a little bit. He's letting the other 3, who are very tight together, maybe duke it out. They might have a bit of... Oh, here he is, right behind. Coming up to the Geico restarts over there. Green flag. Good start by Matt Danson. Bit of a slow one from Brad Newman. SVG still in behind, but he's under attack from Ruben Phelps there.
10 to go,
Danson's
remember.
gonna put the hammer down.
Cautions breed cautions. Possibility of them. Matty leading from DD and Dave Douglas, Brad Newman, Ruben. SVG's got a bit of work to do further back in P5.
Does he have the extra experience to drive through that damage? And we can see the rear of his car, how bent it is. He's going to have a hard time catching these guys, I think. But Danson just pulled out a 1/4 second lead. It's just going to be an absolute sprint to the finish. They don't need to save tyres. There's 8 to go. They're going to be absolute maximum attack, qualifying laps to try and get to the start. No mistakes. Can't go in too deep. Good run off the corner.
Well, they're putting qualified laps in at the moment, mate. Absolutely 26s. And they are putting everything they need in currently. I think that's the quickest lap of the race overall, mate. Caution, but...
Flag.
There it is. So, it ain't over yet. Ethan, unfortunately, he is going down pit road, unfortunately, in the wrong way, and he's boxed. So, that'll be a caution out, 7 to go. Let's find out what happened. Poor Ethan Winter. Ooh. Turn? Or he turned in.
I think he drifts up. He drifts up a little bit. Shane's coming down there.
It's difficult because there's turn to be turned and there's drifts. Look, okay, 1/4 speed. Talk us through that.
Ethan's a little bit loose, drifts up the track a little bit while Shane's turning down. Shane's expecting him to be able to have a bit more turn than that. So just unfortunate.
There it is. He's pointing it back in the right direction. Will he get a pit road? I think he has. Well, and our fifth caution this evening. Lachlan's back in pit road. Riley's in pit road a little bit further in the corner. Sorry?
Tyre change.
Yep.
Late race tyre change.
Let's see. Let's see if the other drivers do would like to go in. And it's a last-minute decision. They're behind the pace car. Let's have a look at the track.
They won't have another set of tyres.
If you have them up your sleeve, yeah, they're going about the back stretch right now out of turn 3. There is your leader of Matty, and he has been leading for some time at 8 places. He wants his championship, and he's in the right place at the right time to get it too, mate. Because he's got Brad behind him, Dave Douglas and Brad Newman, all championship contenders. Ruben Phillips is still the Achilles heel, isn't it, for Shane, SVG, because he's the one that's separating SVG from that top 4 places to get that championship. Tell you what, it was Ruben before, it was Ryan Jones before. Ryan Jones now dropped down to P7. Ryan Jones has also gained 13 places. Good job for Ryan. But now, as you said, mate, the key is, do you go to pit road or not with 5 to go?
These guys don't have the tyres, so they won't be able to come down. Where Lockie Acugio, he must have just saved a set of tyres for the end. Whether that 5 laps is enough to bring out a big advantage, we'll have to wait and see if he can make a few spots.
Somebody wants to pit lane replay, I think it is, of Winter. Now, we have a caution, so absolutely. We saw the replay of what happened earlier. And here is
Winter
Ethan.
Patrol in pit lane. So I believe in the last round of pit stops, where I had noticed a car backwards in the pit lane.
Right. Oh, that was that. Okay, let me find that. I apologize about that. I am a day late, dollar short. Do you know what next season we're going to get that one right? I'm going to go back and have a look at that one. I'm going to find it for you because I thank you for your support out there. And we have a caution, and now we have one more lap to go around. Let me see if I can find it. I don't want to let anybody down out there. We need when Ethan heads in the pit road, right? So that's the key. Yeah. Enter the pit road. On lap 127, I think. There it is. Oh! You called it. Thank you. There it is. I hate to do this. Sorry, Ethan. No, it's not on me. It's by popular demand, side by side, belling into pit road. What happens here? How do you lock it up there? And oh, that's the contact. Wow. This is back in lap 127 or so there, folks. Apologize, I'm a day late, dollar short that one. Let's go racing for the final time this season, perhaps the 4 to go. Gentlemen, don't start your engine anymore. Get ready to turn them off.
Zone.
Green flag, green flag.
He wants that good start, good jump. So SVG's right behind Newman. Gives him a little nudge in the dog leg there. There's no friends coming this at the end of the championship. Brad Newman. This is a carbon copy of Friday night. A bit loose. Loses the time. Dave Douglas passes him. Newman turns it down low. Oh, he spins him. Can they hang on to it? And SVG's in there too. Oh, there's a lot of cars in there, all stacked up.
That's 7 wide, mate. That's got to be a caution.
There is a caution.
That's 7 wide. Are you kidding me? I mean, I couldn't even count how many cars there was on that track at that corner. Matty must have a big smile on his face right now. He must be going, a caution. It means equal. I've got this one in the bag. It's very, very, very hard to overtake under, well, obviously now under green flag conditions when you're in the lead at the moment with 2 to go. He's going to be like, I've got this one in the bag. But what about the rest of the field? Now, I'm not saying that he has this one completely as a race win, but we'll go back and have a look at the yellow flag situation. Who do you want to put the cameras at? Because there was a lot happening, mate. And it was around SVG.
So he lost a lot of places in that. I don't know if he's got spun or something.
It's up the road, actually. Oh, it started probably here, mate. Let's go back a little bit. Apologies for the play. That's because it's the only way we can actually show this one. 3 wide, mate. What's going to happen here? Talk us through
3
it.
wide into turn 3. Shane's coming up a bit. I think that's Ryan Jones just coming down a little bit. And just side to side. Ruben Phelps on the top line there.
But that's further up
And
the road.
then Dave Douglas
Yeah.
and Brad Newman. Shane also hits Brad. Then Nick Bottrell, I believe that is, gets into Shane.
Look at
who's
the cars,
then
mate.
going to get
It's
spun
5
by the
wide.
93.
Shane gets turned. It's 5 wide at this point. It's anybody's guess is to figure out. Look at this. Anybody's guess at this point, all right? Figure out who's where, why, and how. Meanwhile, Matty's up the road. And then it goes pole-shaped. A huge smash. Huge
I
wreck.
would have hoped that was clear because he just got that jump on everyone else.
More indications of what's happening up the road here. Look at this. I think there was-
Everyone's just stacking
Yeah.
up. Everyone's trying to find a little spot in between.
And then, I mean, Lachlan gets clipped there. Timo, this is something could affect it. Nige, mate, you were talking about Timo being a part of the best of the rest. He might have got the worst of the wrecks. Timo's around here, mate.
We're going overtime.
We are
Green,
going
white, checker.
overtime, gentlemen. Yep. So, unfortunately, I can't. I could sit there all day looking at the replays of that one, but that's just how it works when everybody's diving for a championship and day late, dollar short, and some of the drivers, and it'll cause a big wreck behind. What's happened with the championship? Well, Matty's still looking good. Nick's still looking good. The Double D's now down to P4, but still in the hunt. Biggest disappointment, of course, will be SVG, as Shane has to, I don't think, has any hope right now of grabbing the trophy for the Australian NASCAR X-Series Championship.
This is the most separated we've seen all the playoff drivers tonight, so a little breather of sigh of relief from Matt Danson. He's got at least 1 row in front of Dave Douglas there, and then 2 rows in front of Brad Newman. So a lot more work for those guys. It's not over. They're all going to be driving real hard in this overtime finish. And just quietly, just lurking all day long, Nick Bottrell. Going to get the outside line, front row. Here's a chance of stealing the win, taking away a little bit of thunder from Danson or Douglas or Newman, whoever can come through with that win. As the pace car pulls in, line them up two by two down the back straight. As we come up to the Geico restart zone. Going green. Good jump by Matt Danson. Dave Douglas just has nowhere to go.
Yeah,
They're all fanning out in the dog leg.
5 wide, a little bit back there.
Yellow
But, oh, it's another
Yellow.
caution already. Matty will buy himself some more time. Dave Douglas, Brad Newman, and I'm not quite sure specifically what's caused the other caution this evening, which will aka be the 7th one. But maybe you gentlemen here this evening can give us a little bit of insight. Maybe that's a 4. I think it could be the 4 there of Timo. No, he's in pit road. Gentlemen, because nothing from race controls indicated the incident, but I can probably judge by the pictures it's a little bit further in the pack, back in the pack.
Dave Douglas had a good launch on that restart. He's managed to get from 4th up to 2nd. Then Newman's in 3rd.
Here's
Oh,
the
this is
replay.
just taking up to be a cracking restart. They're both, all 3 of them are back in the top 3.
Dave Douglas,
That's
look
where
at
I'll
number
say
10.
Douglas just didn't quite have the run that he'd like. Everyone gives everyone a
Oh, there it
we
is.
go to 16.
Yep, you're
Just
correct on that one.
behind.
You go back a little bit, you'll see it spin. Well, look at it from this angle, actually, because it wasn't prepared. That's the 619, right? Here we go. It goes,
Just comes up the track. Just misses his
yeah.
corner entry a little bit.
That's Michael Campbell, actually. So we'll switch over to Michael Campbell. He just slid, didn't he? Completely didn't have any traction out of the corner, and then that was all she wrote. So look at the 619 here. They go, he's on the dog leg, and then it's like the steering didn't turn. And it caused the wreck.
I think he was just watching a little bit too far in front and not quite watching what he was doing close
There we
enough.
have it. Yeah. Nothing changes his top three. Ryan Jones top 4. But what can Shane do now? He's a lap down. Is he even in the race? I think he might have retired. Unfortunately, he may look like he's retired from the session, gentlemen.
That's unfortunate. He was so close to being in this pack of 3, making it the 4th car. These 3 have just been glued to each other all night.
So, 4 down to 3 for the championship with 3 to go. How's that for a coincidence? 3 to go in a championship for the Australian NASCAR eSeries Championship. 3 to go in the hopes from Matt Danson, Dave Douglas, and Brad Newman are the 3 gladiators here that could win the championship. Who wants it more than who else? Who do you think out there in the chat can predict to win this one? Somebody will. All they have to do is finish ahead of the other drivers that are in the championship hunt. So, if Brad gets ahead of Matt or Dave, he wins. And so forth. If Dave gets ahead of Matt or Brad, he wins. Same thing of Matty. If Matty just completes this lap right now, the last 3 laps ahead of the other 2 drivers, he wins. That's what it's all about. Unfortunately, SVG, if you're not in it, you can't win it, and he will not be in the championship hunt in the moment. Then again, judged by that wreck as well, too. Not too much you can do coming back on that one. We'll find out very soon, because they're going to do 1 more lap. Pace car's going to peel in. Give us your predictions out there in the chat, please. Yourself there, Aaron and Bossman. What do you think? Who do you think can win it?
I don't think you can call this one. Those 3 are right there. Brad Newman's carrying a little bit of damage on the rear. That's going to give him a couple of % disadvantage over the other 2. But don't count him out. He's going to be in there real aggressive. Same with Dave Douglas. He's going to be aggressive out on the outside. Try and get that momentum. Danson's going to get that jump. Hopefully for him. As they round down turn 3 and turn 4 into the Geico restart zone. Not as good a jump for Matt Danson that time. Dave Douglas is on the outside of him. Brad Newman's just got a little bit of a gap. He's firing it in though. He's going to get alongside Dave Douglas there. Dave's going to have the momentum coming out of the corner. Managed to clear Brad, as Matt's just pulled a car length or so away. Dave Douglas just a bit deeper under brakes coming into turn 3 there. So we're on the white flag. Next flag finishes the race, whether it's a caution or the checkered flag.
I think Matty's got it, mate. I think Matty has it. He has to see Bonnie one more time. Can the
He
team
just got to hit his
done?
marks for this corner.
Matt Danson wins.
Bit of redemption for Matt Danson after Friday night's truck race. As Dave Douglas just comes up to congratulate him, giving a little nudge
Yeah, mate, you got a job done. Welcome. Thank you. Now, Matty's heart rate would have been through the roof, gentlemen, isn't it? Battling up double D, of course, Dave Douglas, Brad Newman for the championship. You worked so hard, my friend, so long. You get to do the burnout for the 30 machine. Phoenix is yours. The championship is yours. Matty, job done. 30 machine equals victory, victory, victory. Congratulations. You are the champion of the world for the Australian NASCAR eSeries. The X marks the spot. Mark it for the car number 30.
I believe Barney in the flag stand's got the best view of that right now.
Race
What a
results for
cracking
this evening,
finish of that
gentlemen.
race. So coming first place for the championship too is Matt Danson, and Dave Douglas, Brad Newman rounding out the other two championship drivers that were in the hunt at the end there. Then Ruben Phelps, Ryan Jones, Shane Bowen, Brian Blundell, Ben Haneker, Michael Campbell, Riley Curtis rounding out the top 10. And Stephen Williams, Marty Mitchell, Nick Bottrell, Tim Blundell, Lachlan Acugio, SVG unfortunately got caught up in the late race restart to not be able to fight for the championship. Ethan Winter, Matty Budd in 18th there, 30 laps down. Then Dean Powell, Manny Talento, Nigel Seidel unfortunately had a few issues with the thunderstorm, and Trent Gosley 149 laps down, so didn't quite get to start the race.
Well, the cactus is not cactus at the moment. Matty is going to be back very soon to get the fence, my friend, Matty. You've done it. He has done it. He has won. We'll talk to these drivers very, very soon. What a championship. Was this a championship race? It is. It was. It was. Not what, but was. And we'll elaborate all those details very, very soon, gentlemen.
Cracking finish. Absolutely cracking finish. 4 drivers who wanted to win. It was unbelievable. Put on a show.
Now we'll get those drivers for a bit of a chin wagon. You can pull them in as well too, Nige, as well as any other drivers that want to have a bit of a chat to us after the season has concluded. And you can let us know too, Nigel, with the final word, how you can get involved in 2025 here for the Australian NASCAR eSeries. The best of Australia and the best of the world when it comes to motor racing in iRacing. And what we also know, Matty's going to be very, very excited and ecstatic. And who's buying Matty? Who's shouting Matty the champagne or bubbly stuff on the podium? But you two gentlemen at the moment there, and especially you, Nigel, who do you want to bring in for a chin wagon as we wrap the whole season up?
We'll bring who finished third.
That was
I
Brad
don't believe
Newman.
we have Brad Newman, but we have Dave Douglas who finished in second.
Yep,
Yeah.
we'll bring Dave in. Double D.
Hey,
Congratulations on your second place tonight. What an absolute belter of a finish.
dead set, mate. I was begging for the checkered flag there. I was up and down a little bit through that race, but honestly, it was really fun racing those guys. I'm like, we were door to door, Newman dancing. Like, I don't know. That was. I hope it came through for you guys as much fun as it was in the car. Like, to be able to race those guys and be able to do it clean. Like, we rubbed each other. Like, he got into me. Yep. I think he checked up maybe just because I got loose, but yeah, like, yeah, that was fun. Real good fun.
Tell us a bit about your night. You started off.
Oh, mate, I'll tell you.
You
Brother,
started
I was
off
going.
in second position.
I was going, bro. All I wanted was green. Yeah, sorry, mate. All I wanted was green that whole way, and then I was probably about 5 laps from pitting, something like that. And I thought, yep, we're going okay here. Like, I've sort of starved off. I saw Brad looked like he was trying to save, like get the long run, and so then I just sort of worked off him in the mirror, and and just underdrove it, I suppose, like you have to do. And then like it's funny because you underdrive it, but then we all ended up pretty much on the same pace. Like I never drove away from him, never drove away from Danson. It was always about that second and a half. So it was really funny how it worked, but it was going all well. And then of course the yellows, and then the restart. Newman, he was on inside of me, but he was coming up out of turn 3, I suppose you call it up there, turn 3 to the start finish line. And like at that point, I wasn't prepared to wreck, and like it is like we're racing hard, so he didn't do anything wrong. He just pushed me up the track a bit, but because I was on that right rear, I feel like we would have crashed if I had to stay there. So I had to lift, and that's his plan, I suppose. Like that's how you got to race. So we lost the lead there, but I wasn't prepared to wreck at that point. I still wanted to see it out and see where we ended up, but. Then we had a few restarts, some good side by side racing, and yeah, hopefully it was a good show.
Oh, it was unbelievable. From my perspective, I saw 4 drivers who wanted to win the championship tonight. It was full on, and you know what? It was great hard racing. It's probably some of the best racing I've seen in a long time, and I hope you guys had fun out there as much as what I did sitting here watching it. To be honest.
Yeah, man, it was good fun. It was a shame like we didn't see SVG up there till a bit later on, but and then I think he sort of must have got wrecked in that one where I was loose, but it would have been cool to see him up there and battling with us because you know what his talent is. So I feel honoured to be up there racing with these boys.
No, it's been a good season for yourself this year. You got that, was it the win at Vegas, wasn't it? Off the top of my head. You got the win at Vegas
sure.
to get you into the Final Four, and you had a good result next week. So congratulations on your second place tonight. Unfortunately, not the championship that you hoped for, but you know we've got ANC qualifying, which I think you're pretty much in the top 30. I think in the top 10. I reckon off the top of my head. So
no, it's going good, but it's like I guess like I don't want to say Danson. Like if it was one of us, I suppose I'm good to see Danson get the championship. We're good mates. We don't sort of work together or anything. Like we're not teammates or anything like that. We're just good mates and like don't share anything. But yeah, it's good to see a mate get the championship. But at the end of the day, it was a good spectacle, good season, and I really appreciate you boys putting it on.
Well, congratulations again. Give a shout out to all of your friends, team sponsors, whoever you want to shout out to. Floor's yours.
Yeah, well, sure. A1 Sim Sports, we're just a little bloody dinger, I don't know what you'd call it, a no prep racing team. Me and Rye, we just paint cars and go racing for fun, and sometimes it goes good, sometimes it goes bad, but sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit, you know. But shout out to the league, NASCAR series, Australian NASCAR, Nigel and Jaso and all the other guys in the background, and for putting it on every week, putting the money in and letting us come out here race, and looking forward to next year. And then obviously just shout out to all the guys that come out and race, because if they don't come out and race, we don't have one to race, you know. So I think that's it. Riley, no, that's it. I think A1 Sim Sports, that'll do.
Davey, you're rocking it for Rocky, mate. Come on.
Yeah, go. Let's go.
How many Queenslanders are up there top of the timesheets, mate? Right, yeah, I'm a Queenslander, mate. Trust me, my family's from right up there in North. I was born in Cairns, mate, so I know how it is to be up there in North Queensland.
Yeah, she was humid today like Cairns too, mate, tell you.
Yeah, can I? Well, yeah.
we don't get winter, we just get spring.
Oh, yeah, you're right, mate. But, you know, true blue Australians, true blue Rocky, true blue Double D.
That's Good job, mate. That's it. Shout out Danson for the win too. What a legend. He's a class act.
No, well done, Dave. Another great year, and hopefully we'll see you next year.
Yeah, we will. I'm going to go do it.
I'm just saying on the chat.
Yeah.
And Naomi Douglas. What about me?
Oh yeah, it's just a shout out, Nay. Let's go. She knows what it's all about.
She's watching you here.
Good. I'm glad you tuned in. Hopefully it was good.
Oh, I think you might be sleeping in the doghouse tonight.
Yeah, that's okay because it's my sister, so we have to definitely.
Oh, there you go. Whoops.
That took a turn, didn't it?
Oh dear.
Oh, I better go. I better let Danson up here. Get him up here.
Thanks, Dave.
All right, boys. Love you, bye.
There was Dave Douglas. Let's bring in Matt Danson. Matt Denson, congratulations on the championship win and the race win tonight. That was one hell of a last 10 laps.
Hey, boys. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, wasn't it? I mean, even throughout the race, there was a bunch of good battles. But yeah, that last when that yellow came out with whatever it was, 10 laps to go, or whatever it was, that I was definitely puckered up. That's for sure.
Now, tell us a bit about your night, strategy-wise. How was your? Was it you was only planning a one-stop race, keeping that set of tyres to the end?
Yeah, I mean, well, I'm kind of notorious for making the wrong call pretty much at all times. But with only 2 sets, it was always going to be try and hold on to it as long as possible. And I mean, we had a long run for that first one. That I think the initial yellow was within like the first lap or 2 laps. So then we ran all the way to lap 70 something from there. So it was guaranteed that we have to take a stop there. And most of us would have been about ready to come for a green flag stop at that time. So it's kind of fortunate in a way, I guess, that it wasn't in between the green flags cycle, because that would have been a bit, it just would have thrown everything off balance, I suppose. But obviously we all came down for our tyres. Realistically, that yellow probably saved me, because I mean Dave was out front. He was controlling the race. I myself and I think Brad was doing the same, just trying to save things in the first part of the run to come back. And I sort of learnt a little bit with the truck race the other day, where I was a bit over the top with my saving. It meant that I had awesome speed at the end, but then it's still really tough to pass. So you kind of got to do what you can earlier on, and track position is really important. So I had that sort of, well, it was near enough to a second sort of behind Dave, and I just could do nothing with him at all. So yellow came out, brought us back into it, and then we had a nice long run after that as well. And I thought, the whole time you're sort of thinking, okay, where's the challenge going to come from? I was watching, what Brad was doing. I was watching what Dave was doing. I was watching Shane, of course, as well. All the guys who were in the battle, and just trying to match the times. I was just trying to keep it. I didn't want to overdrive. Just trying to keep it there. And we'd gotten to a point where I was starting to crack away. I think again probably the clean air was helping me. And all I needed to do was just stay green and finish. And then the yellow came out, and I was like, oh no, here we go. This is where it all comes unstuck. And we had a sick battle there. Dave had a couple of nibbles, Brad had a nibble, and fortunately enough, we sort of came out on the positive end.
Yeah, well, that's one thing I noticed from the booth, and I said to Dave during his interview, there was some really just good hard racing. We had 4 guys who wanted the championship.
Oh yeah, for sure, and I think as well, it was like legit racing. It wasn't no one was out there doing anything nefarious. There weren't any cheap tactics or no one's wrecking anyone. I know there was obviously a couple of little sideways moments and little kerfuffles, but it seemed it was the only time that ever happened was because of netcode, or it was things outside of the driver's control. So the actual racing itself, I think, was really clean, respectful, but hard, and that's how it should be. And that's, I mean, I've really enjoyed joining the league and racing with everyone, and racing with the boys up front. It's I said in the past, I'd sort of lost the desire for racing for a while, and was encouraged to join the league, and you guys put on an awesome job running the whole thing, and the drivers are good drivers, and race fair, race clean, but race hard, and it sort of reignited that passion. I tried to put in, normally I don't get a chance to put in much work, and I've got our weddings in a week, so I don't have heaps of time to devote to driving. But I did, I did do a run before this to kind of get prepared, which is more than I would normally be sort of afforded to be able to. So because I didn't work today, so that was lucky. Had the day off, got a bit of time off to get the wedding stuff prepared. So I felt like I came in sort of with a bit of an understanding of what I needed to do to get the job done. But obviously once the green flag goes, it's a whole different kettle of fish. I mean, a bit of a shame. I don't know what happened to Shane early on in the race. Like he got stuck in the pits or something. I don't know. He got had to start at the back, and then I think he got sent through the pits or something later on. So, a bit unfortunate there not to have all four up front the whole way. But I mean, ultimately, obviously he's a good driver. He got up there as well. So we all were there or thereabouts. So it was cool to actually race it out and race it proper. Unfortunate with a few of the yellows that made it a bit stop-start at the end, but it was good fun. It's good fun.
Well, congratulations on the championship for this season. Shout out to all of your friends, family, sponsors, and whoever you want to say thanks to.
Yeah, you know what's coming. But I mean, actually, I'll shout out the drivers again. Dave. We've known each other for years upon years. He's a good online racing friend. So he was messaging me early in the week. He'd done a couple of the official races. And he was pretty fired up. And like I said, he was running away. I was trying everything. I had nothing for him. So I was really proud of how he drove. So shout out to Dave just for that. Obviously, I'm glad I beat him, but I think it was a really, really good drive. Something to be proud of for sure. And shout out to Brad for an awesome season. Shane too. I think he probably had the most wins of the season, I'd say. I mean, I'm glad that we were able to race it out. A little bit unfortunate with like some of those incidents that it wasn't fully like, to the wire like that. But shout out to those boys for a really good season. All the other drivers for turning up and having a crack. And shout out to you guys for organising it, and then obviously the broadcast as well. Anyone involved in the admin, I can't even begin to imagine the amount of work that goes into all that. So shout out to all you boys for that. And of course, most importantly, shout out the missus, Alex, for taking on the bedtime duties to allow me to race. And I kind of had to, like I said, jump away a little bit earlier tonight to put in a couple of laps of practice pre-race. So shout out to her for affording me that luxury. And hopefully Ollie went to sleep, pretty well. He looked pretty tired when I left, so that's hopefully a smooth one for her.
It's tired of hearing his dad win.
Well, true. Well, I sit in there and force him to watch it. So he better be ready tomorrow. There's no cartoons, no nothing. It's just racing. Shout out to him as well. Obviously, love him to bits. So I'll dedicate to him, and he might watch this in a decade and just type in my name and then be like, oh wow, Dad was a nerd. So shout out to him, shout out to the family, shout out to you boys, shout out everyone. I'll have a chocky milk to celebrate, I reckon.
Well, congratulations again, Matt, and looking forward to next season.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Dad was a nerd. Has won a championship, so I don't know what my dad. I love my dad as well too, and I have the luxury of seeing him every day. He's out there. He's like he'll remind me if I was a nerd or not. So I tell you what, at the moment, Matty is not a nerd. Matty is a world championship. Nerd is actually a good thing these days, anyway, because you win championships as a racing driver, don't you? There.
100%. No, well, that's it. That's it for season 2024.
And upcoming?
Yeah, just a quick congratulations and thank you for all the drivers that participated throughout the year, through the X Series, through the Truck Series, ANC. It's just been a great year for racing.
It's been an unreal year over the 140 events that we've held this year for the series. It's good to finish on an absolute cracking race that we had, and we get to look forward to now a bit of a break for Christmas. So there's still 2 ANC races to go, which will be at Darlington in 12 days' time, and then we'll finish it off at Chicago. Oh, not Chicago, Charlotte. Sorry, I'm getting tired. And then yeah, that will be it. We'll see everybody back here for the X Series at Daytona in February.
Looking forward to it.
Thanks, boys, and yeah, we'll call
Thank
it a
you.
night.